Morning, fellas. This is Speed Dahlgren, and we're building the nearest models F86. Now, as promised, there are things that happen in shipping on some of these kits sometimes, but I don't want you to think that your project is lost because some delivery guy decided that he was having a bad day and drop kicked your package and threw it in the back of the truck, and oh my God, my parts are severely damaged. Well, that's not the case, guys. Not normally. One thing that you want to do is, if this happens, one of your frames gets broke like this and you don't know where it is, I'm going to show you how to repair that right now. And one thing is I want you to look at very carefully is that when you get in here and you look, you want to look exactly where this is and what it is in its relation. Don't take any of these pieces off of there. This is going to save you a lot of time. One thing I will say is that I know if there's a part that's really messed up, that Mears will make right by it. That guy is amazingly honorable, and he's not, well, sorry about your luck. He doesn't do that. So if it's really bad, then yes, call him or whatever and get in there. But basically what you want to do is you're going to take a piece of scrap plywood, okay? Now, I don't have a tripod today. This is Gorilla Glue. It's a yellow glue, and basically what happens here is that I put it in these syringes because, for one, it doesn't dry out, and you get a lot better control of the gluing capabilities. But what that tape and those clamps are for, and guys, you need to, all of you, you need to have about 20 of these. They're only about, here in the United States, at Harbor Freight or wherever you can get them cheap enough, they're not even $1 a piece. These are like 75 cents a piece, and they work freaking fantastic. I love these things. And you can get them on eBay for, I think, 10 for $5. But these things, you want to make sure that they have that little serrated edge on there. They work for a lot of different things. I've got these all over the airplane. I've used up to 20 of these at a time, and they're amazing. But this is what we're going to do here. This tape is just standard 3M blue painter's tape. And the reason I like it is because it doesn't overtack and nothing sticks to it. I use it for molding. I use it for everything else that you could possibly do. But anyway, what we're going to do, I'm going to try not to drop you guys on the floor. Now, this table that I use here is, it's made out of marble, and I love it because it's hard as a rock. But anyway, this is what you want to do with that tape on a piece of scrap plywood. And just wrap it around. Then you're going to take this piece going in here, and you just inject the crap out of it. You put more than you need in there. You can always sand it off. If you don't, then you're going to go in. If it squirts out a little bit, so be it. And you're just going to push that in. And then you're going to put it on this tape piece, okay? And you want to make sure that your gaps are right and true and straight and everything like that. And then you're going to put some clamps on it like so. And this is going to keep the piece from actually, and this is what you should have, guys. The part is all straight. It's glued. You got all these parts and everything in there. Don't worry about the excess glue on there so much. As a matter of fact, with this, if you're in a spot where it's going to be glued again anyway, just go in a little bit like this and just put some glue right on the top of that joint. Don't go too crazy with it, but just enough to get the part to where it's, yeah, there we go. It'll go. You can sand this glue, so it's nice. I mean, it really does work. And you want that to stay like that. Don't wipe that off. Leave that the way it is. And in here, you'll just have to come in with a knife and just trim it out a little bit. Or you can wipe off that tab on there. But this is how you can repair these parts. And shipping damage happens, guys. You got to learn that that is acceptable. And, you know, I know that sounds crude. It really sounds really crude to say, but you've got an airplane flying around the world. And baggage handlers and delivery drivers, even if you write fragile, don't drop, you know what? You put don't say fragile. Baggage handlers, they'll look at their buddy and say, go long. That's the way it rolls with those guys. So, you know, it's well, I mean, when go long is a football term, and that's the way it is. But guys, once this dries, that part is as good as new. It'll actually be stronger than the wood was. And balsa, if you're doing this with balsa, you can use CA on it, but use the thick. Now, this one with plywood, CA is an absolute no-no. Don't use it on plywood. It doesn't hold, it penetrates, but it gets it hard and it doesn't wick. And this will. Once that is dried, that part will be just as good as new as it was. And that's how you fix them, guys. And if you put it on this deal, you can see when you look under, it's straight as a gunshot again. And that part is suitable for use anywhere on the airplane. And that's how we do this. And it's the best way there is to do it. And you'll dig it. I mean, if you look, it's straight as a gunshot, even though I broke it in 2 pieces. And you can do this. And I would strongly recommend the use of any good yellow carpenter's glue, as long as it's waterproof in there. And again, these are worth their weight in gold. You don't have to go and make a big old mess of it. This stuff dries clear. It stays semi-flexible. It's waterproof and well, foolproof too, but fuel-proof. But anyway, yellow glue on plywood, CA on balsa. And you can make all these parts up and do this. You'll love this stuff. I built airplanes for years with it and never an issue. But anyway, I hope this helps you guys. And it's like I said, you've got to be willing and expect a little bit of damage on these things. And you just want to make sure, if this was a complete bulkhead, you just want to make sure that it's done and it's flat. If you have to, get it on a table and clamp it onto the edge of a table. This is a marble table, and that's what I like to build. I build all my stabilizers and little parts on this. And of course, this is where I keep my computer handy. This is an old computer. You ain't getting nowhere unless you have one of those handy. And this is just one of those deals. I carry my pens and this and that, and I got garbage everywhere. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the funny papers.